I started as a volunteer firefighter at 17. 17. Most kids that age are thinking about sports, friends, cars, maybe what they're going to do after school. They're figuring out who they are. I was learning how to stand in front of a burning building, a car crash, people in shock, and stay calm. I still remember the first pager, the weight of it, the sound of it going off, that rush of adrenaline. You don't forget your first call out. You don't forget the smell of smoke that sticks to your clothes. You don't forget the sound of twisted metal. Back then, my dream was simple. I wanted to be a career firefighter. That was the goal, that was the plan, and it didn't happen. For a while, that felt like failure. But sometimes life doesn't slam the door shut. It quietly redirects you, builds you for something else. What volunteering gave me shaped everything that came after. It built capacity before I even knew I was building it. It built resilience before I even knew I needed it. It eventually led me to a career as an emergency service officer in the mining industry. Different uniform, different environment. Same purpose, same responsibility. The skills transfer, the mindset transfers, the accountability transfers. The expectation that when something goes wrong, you step forward. Over 30 years as a volunteer, I've lost count of the incidents, the hours, the missed events, the interrupted dinners, the middle of the night call-outs, the long highway runs to a remote area where the job could mean 200 kilometres of darkness before you even arrive. Driving through nothing but bushland at 2 a.m, wondering what you're about to walk into. In a small town, it hits different. You don't respond to jobs. You respond to names. You respond to houses you've been inside before. You respond to people you saw in the shops yesterday. Sometimes you respond to people you trained beside. That changes you. It changes the way you see risk. It changes the way you see people. It changes the way you see yourself. What did I learn? That leadership isn't loud, it's steady. I learnt teamwork isn't motivational quotes, it's trust built under pressure. I learned how to stay calm when everything around me isn't. And that calm isn't absence of fear, it's functional despite it. You learn how to think quickly when there's noise, heat, chaos, and emotion. And you learn how to slow your breathing. You learn how to make decisions that matter. That confidence follows me everywhere, into my work life, into my career, into meetings, into chaos situations, into how I carry myself every day. Because when you're standing in front of a fire, a lot of other problems feel manageable. But here's something people don't always understand. The biggest difference between a career firefighter and a volunteer. A career firefighter clocks off at the end of shift. They go home. They decompress. They have structure around their role. A volunteer really never switches off. You can be at the shopping, sitting down for dinner, at your paid job, half asleep at 2 a.m. Then the phone rings, or back in the day, the pager goes off. And instantly your body changes, heart rate rises, mind focused, and you're moving before you're fully awake. You respond, you deal with whatever is in front of you, fire, trauma, uncertainty. You finish the job, you pack up, you drive home, and then you're expected to go back to normal life. Go to work, be a partner, be a parent, be present. The transition is harder than people think because the body doesn't always switch back. Adrenaline doesn't always disappear. Sometimes your mind is still replaying things. Sometimes you're wired when you should be sleeping. Sometimes you're flat when you're supposed to be energized. You live with this constant, low-level awareness. If you see smoke on the horizon, you're already waiting for the call. If the wind changes direction, you notice. If you hear a siren in the distance, your brain locks in. You're always half listening. Over time, this takes a toll. The built-up of cortisol, stress receptors, the adrenaline dumps into the body. It takes a toll on you as you go. There are things I don't enjoy now. Certain environments, certain situations, loud noises, certain smells. It changes you in ways you didn't realise at first. It hardens some edges, it deepens some strengths. It makes you more aware of how fragile life is. But here's the truth. Would I change anything? No way. Because serving as a volunteer firefighter has been one of the biggest shaping forces in my life. It built resilience, real resilience. Not motivational poster resilience, but the kind built in heat, fatigue, responsibility, repetition. It built character, it built discipline, it built purpose, and it gave me something a lot of people spend their whole life searching for, meaning. It gave me a career that I never planned, but I'm proud of. And it gave me the ability to walk into different environments and not shrink. It gave me the confidence to lead, and it gave me the privilege to help people on some of their worst days. Not everyone gets to say that. Not everyone gets to stand in moments that matter that much. Not everyone gets to serve something bigger than themselves. Volunteering doesn't just give you skills. It gave me an identity. It gave me perspective, and it gave me gratitude. Because when you've seen how quickly things can change, you don't take ordinary days for granted. 17-year-old me had no idea what he was getting into. He just wanted to help and have fun with his friends. And looking back now, the decision shaped everything. And for that, I'm grateful. I've met some fantastic people over the years. Other volunteers from all over the country, all over the state. Volunteers that just give their all around. Put it all on the line to be able to serve their community. It changes people. It's changed me along the way. But it's also given me meaning, a purpose, fun along the way. It's been able to have that adrenaline, that buzz, the skills that you've learned, and the friendship, companionship that you've got along the way. That's unforgettable. You don't build that many other places. But it's also changed me for, some would say, the worst. With everything that I've seen over these years, I'm not the same as I used to be. The trauma that I've seen, the heartache from people, it has changed me. But I think it's been worth it, and I'm grateful for being a volunteer.